People, this is John of Pipney with another sports reaction. This time I'm talking about the XFL and week one. Did it exceed everyone's expectations? I'm talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything that was good about the week one of the XFL, everything that was bad and the ugly. First off, I'm gonna start with the good. Man, I liked a lot of their little rule changes though. From the 2 yard line to the 5 yard line to the 10 yard line, 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. That's actually pretty damn good. I would have never thought of that. Evidently, the NFL would have never thought of that. And it's a great point system. It keeps the game going. It eliminates extra points. So then it's just a more exciting game. And especially like another change that I saw that was very interesting, and that was the kickoff. That is just genius. I know everyone that there's just anything that got to do with the NFL. There's a hierarchy. Was like, shit. We should have thought of that first because just everything about that kickoff setting, it's not a lot of high collision. If it is, it's just really just the returner, which I seen maybe 4 or 5, but it was mainly in like 2 games. What a returner really just got just shit knocked out of him, and I think that was against the Wildcats and the Roughnecks. And I seen a little bit of the DC Defenders in Seattle game. Sadly, I was at work, so I missed like the very first game of the kickoff of well, basically the kickoff the XFL. But I caught a little bit of the Wildcats Renegades game. I looked at everything on basically replay and highlights and everything else, and basically another positive was that all the games was exciting. Yes, multiple times teams got flat and all the above, but it's only the first game of the season. Some of these players have not played since college, and some had short stints in the NFL and probably just kept going, kept training, kept doing everything they can do to basically get back to the NFL. And now, last year was the AAF or the AFF or whatever. Didn't watch it, but the XFL, if they keep producing like this with quality football for the most part, I will keep watching, and I definitely will keep covering these teams as the weeks go on. As more as I get more detail on the teams and watch more, then I start doing prediction videos and preview videos for each team. Right now it's more of just checking everything out and really just seeing what type of product is out there. You got some former NFL players, but they only had like 7, 8 starts. Nobody really had a huge, basically impact in the NFL because they would be playing in the NFL and not in the XFL. And it's certain players that I would have thought would have got drafted to the NFL, like quarterback. I can't remember his name. He plays for the Roughnecks, number 12. I would have thought he would have made it to the NFL, but evidently he didn't get the jump, the call, or nothing. The man big. He like a damn tight end, to tell you the truth. But he played quarterback, and it was very good quarterback play. I say I would rank that probably. I wouldn't rank it. I would grade it possibly a B plus overall because it was some good quarterback play with some bad quarterback play, but quarterbacks seem to make plays here and there, especially big plays. Now percentage wise, in terms of bad for them, percentage wise wasn't that high. I say it was probably at most barely hitting 60% completion by the quarterbacks, but it's still the very first season. Everyone is basically brand new, still trying to get basically some type of relationship with their receiver quarterback ratio, tight end, running back, all the skill position, all of the above. But it seemed like most of the defenses are almost already set. The DC Defenders and the Houston Roughnecks look like basically some of the front runners for defense. Also, the New York Guardians definitely look like they're going to be a powerhouse defense. and Dallas and St. Louis really had a real tough game. Dallas and St. Louis looking like real defensive juggernaut teams as well. All the defenses looking actually phenomenal. It's really just the offenses that's really moving a little bit slow. But like I said, as it keep going on to basically like week 3, week 4, about week 5, we should know basically what these teams are about. Now on to the bad. All bad, all bad. Like I said, completion percentage was down, not very high. A lot of drops. Like it was so many drops in so many games to a point that I was like, God damn, they dropping the ball more than a goddamn high school team. But I still had to think about it. Like, man, a lot of these guys, it's just jitters. Especially when you haven't been in a game that you love for so damn long. It was just hella drops, especially by like Tampa Bay Vipers who played the New York Guardians today, who got their ass spanked 23-3. It was like every play, every time they try to get a positive, they do something negative. It was like constant fumbles, no one holding on to the ball. It was a lot of turnovers in week 1, like a lot of them, especially pick sixes, to be more correct. Yeah, a lot of people threw a lot of interceptions. It wasn't a lot of fumbles all the way until the New York Tampa Bay game. I think it was like 3 or 4 fumbles. I think maybe two of them was recovered by the defense. Multiple interceptions, multiple missed plays. Just everything just looked as sloppy today. Yesterday, Saturday, the games looked exciting. It wasn't really too many dull moments in the game. It was always exciting. Some of the scores didn't even dictate how close some of the games was. Like the Seattle Dragons and the DC Defenders was actually a pretty close game until the end. Until the defender picked it off and ran it back to the house. That just ended the game right there. The Wildcats and the Roughnecks. That was actually a competitive game. Just the Houston Roughnecks defense came out and they basically had forced 2 turnovers, and I think they returned both of them for scores, which just flat out just ended the Wildcats any hopes. But it was a lot of sloppy play calling, a lot of sloppy ball handling, and now it's time to the ugly, the one who just was the sloppiest motherfucker in terms of play caller and everything, and probably just didn't get his team that much to work with. On top of the team just being the worst, it seemed like coached, prepared, everything, and that is the Tampa Bay Vipers. We're dealing with Mark Trestman. Oh my God, I know firsthand about Mark Trestman for him playing for my Chicago Bears, and oh my God, this motherfucker needs to go have a seat and eat a bowl of soup and get himself together. I don't know. His team is the one who gave up the most turnovers, the most ill prepared, scored the least amount of points. That's the thing. Dallas only scored 9 points, and they still scored more than Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just look horrendously shit, but like I said, basically, despite the ugly and the ugly gameplay, the ugly play from some of the quarterbacks to a point that you have to switch quarterbacks in and out, for the most part, I will say, seemed like the New York Guardians got a solid quarterback. The Houston Roughnecks got a solid quarterback, and the DC Defenders also have a solid quarterback. Right now, I don't know about St. Louis, even though they got the victory. I don't know about Dallas, especially Tampa. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Just they main quarterback. Only reason why I'm going to remember their quarterback names because they kept saying it so much. He was the SEC top passer in history and all the above, and that's Andy Murray. He didn't look it, but maybe it's just the simple fact that he needs to be in a different type of play calling. Maybe they need to run it in a better manner that fits him. But no, that did not look good. He did not look like the SEC all time leading passer or none of that. He just looked terrible, and basically you saw the reason why. No matter what he did in college, the reason why he basically didn't make it in the NFL, he never made it to the field. He was drafted, fifth round draft pick, but really didn't accomplish nothing. And he's getting his opportunity. He's getting his opportunity to do something, and it's not looking too good right now. But I do hope that things improve for every team, because I don't have no favorite teams right now. Hopefully Chicago get a team next year, or at least Indiana. Give me something to cheer for. Other than that, I'm just gonna be straight up just watching the XFL is just being flat out a fan of football, and the fact that it's gonna happen every season right after the Super Bowl, which means I'm happy. I know every other football fan is happy. And let's get this shit cracking, because that means right as soon as they football season end, basketball season end, that means in another month or two, football again with the NFL and college football coming back and all of the above. So yes, we have a lot to look forward to, and I'm actually excited to just to see what this 10-week sprint, the 79-day sprint, basically for the XFL is going to accomplish. And I'm hoping that everything turns out right for these teams. It's got to be a winner and a loser, of course, but I'm just excited that football is still happening. You know, usually around this time, shit, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, we'd be looking forward to the Pro Bowl because all the players is playing, they're actually playing hard. But now, since they ain't moved and all the above, that shit over with. So yes, XFL, go Vince McMahon. I know it was a lot of shit that was being said behind the scenes about all that, but it seems like everything's gonna work out. So yeah, this is John of Pipney with another sports reaction, and tune in the next week when I once again cover these teams. I'll be more in depth every week as I'm covering them. And like I said, by week 3, week 4, then I'll be basically going deeper into it and doing prediction videos. All right, everyone. This is once again Jonah Pittman with another sports reaction. We're doing a sports reaction on the XFL for week 1. All right, everyone. Peace.